So take me through the day this happened, how you got involved with this.
I got involved with this incident, going to get food with my friends, and on the way to get food, I was advised that.
And there it is, the pivot. We were going to pick up a watch. That's usually code for something shady. Legally speaking, this is where intent starts forming. The question is, at what point does he know this is a robbery, and why doesn't he walk away?
We were going to pick up a watch, and I was high off marijuana, and I was kind of woozy, leaning, going to sleep. As we got to get the watch, I realized what was going on. I got out the car, diffused everything I would say, made bad decisions as well.
Why were you, if you were going to get food with these two characters, why did you have your gun with you?
The gun that I had was not mine.
Where'd you get it?
It was in the car.
It was in the car where?
In the back seat.
This is a critical legal moment. Possession doesn't require ownership, just control. The second he picked up that gun and tucked it into his waistband, he became legally responsible for it. That, it wasn't mine, defense? Yeah, that rarely saves anyone in court.
And so it was in the car in the back seat. What'd you do with it? Picked it up, put it in your waistband? Why'd you
Yes,
do
sir.
that?
There were plenty of guns brandished. I felt unsafe.
Well, when did you pick it up and put it in your waistband?
After I realized what was going on outside of the car.
Okay. How long did you know dinero and currency?
I've known dinero and currency for a few months.
Okay. What did you know about currency?
I didn't know too much about currency.
You know now that he's done this before, right?
Now that you're telling me that, yes.
Now, this is the first you know that he's done that before?
Yes, sir.
He's robbed somebody at gunpoint before? You didn't know that?
No, sir.
Okay. Why, back in 23, you had a juvenile court felony for receiving stolen property, right?
Yes, sir.
What was that all about?
I was with the wrong group of friends again, making bad decisions, but also.
Well, you may have been, but what was the offense all about?
Excuse me.
What did you do?
I was in the passenger seat of a stolen car with people I went to school with.
All right, so that had been the first time you gotten in trouble, right?
Yes, sir.
What was the penalty for that?
Unactive probation.
Okay, so there was really no penalty for that.
Yes, sir.
So what influence did that case, the last time you were in court on that was June 29th of 23. What impact did that have on your life after that day?
That incident impacted me to make better decisions in life.
All right, didn't work though, right? You're hanging out with these two knuckleheads.
I mean, yeah, but I was unaware that they were knuckleheads, sir.
Well, the guy that was in the back seat with you, how did you know him?
That's my cousin.
All right, okay.
The state would note that in the sentencing memorandum that the defense files, the defense argues that no one was physically harmed in this case, that the defendant was not the principal offender, and that his conduct was not the worst form of the offense of aggravated robbery. But the absence of physical injury does not minimize the gravity of the violent conduct that occurred in this case. The defendant and his co-defendants robbed these victims at gunpoint, wearing ski masks and yelling at them to give them everything they had. One of his co-defendants took Jonathan Hernandez's watch at gunpoint.
This is a huge legal clarification. No one getting physically hurt does not make this minor. Armed robbery is considered inherently violent because of the threat alone. And those ski masks? That suggests planning, not panic. That's the difference between a bad decision and a coordinated crime. And one of his co-defendants stole Enriquez Hernandez's firearm while he was face down on the ground with a gun to the back of his head.
And one of his co-defendants stole Enriquez Hernandez's firearm while he was face down on the ground with a gun to the back of his head.
What were you doing with a ski mask?
What was I doing with the ski mask?
Yeah.
I was wearing it on my head.
I know why.
I casually wear it sometimes, just on my head.
In the summertime? You want me to believe that?
Yes.
I don't believe that. So when you called up these two guys to go get some food, you brought your ski mask with you?
I already had it on.
You were wearing it at home?
Yes,
Where were you wearing it?
just on my head.
On your head.
Your Honor, it might have been the kind of ski mask that's like leaves your face open. It goes over your whole head.
Okay. All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and psychological evaluation, the victim impact statement. Clearly, there's a hierarchy of practical culpability, although they're all culpable in the same way legally, but as a practical matter, these brothers, Fitzgerald and Logan, seem to be the driver of this train, and for whatever reason, for the second time in your young life, you went along with whatever the hell was going on, okay, and now it's going to cost you severely. So after considering everything on the...
And here comes the reality check. Even if he wasn't the leader, the law still holds everyone involved accountable. That's called accomplice liability, and it hits hard. 3 years minimum plus a mandatory firearm enhancement? That's life-changing. Final thought, was he just in the wrong place, or did he ignore every warning sign?
aggravated robbery count 1, I'm going to sentence you to a definite minimum of 3 years, up to an indefinite maximum of 4.5 years. I'm going to sentence you to 3 years on the firearm specification, which is mandatory and which will be consecutive, prior to and consecutive to the sentence on the aggravated robbery.